Hey, it's Pat, and we're playing some more Satisfactory. But today, it's not going to be a regular Let's Play episode. No, for that, you're going to have to check out the series that we're doing here on the channel. Today's episode is going to be focused on Hypertubes. Things I wish I knew about these sweet items that the game never really tells you anything about. Game doesn't really tell you much, you got to learn along the way. Now, Hypertubes are a phenomenal technology. One of the things about them is they let you go fast, real quick. But you have to be at least tier 4 technology tree to be able to unlock these. You're going to also need a little bit of manufactured items. Between encased industrial beams, you're going to be needing your steel pipes as well. Going to need copper sheets and otherwise pretty basic building materials. I've gone ahead and collected way too many things in my inventory as per usual, so let's go ahead and dive right in. First things first, I've got a big flat area with some power piped in, so we can go ahead and do some exploring and learning here together. The first item that you like building with Hypertubes, I usually start off if I'm just trying to traverse from one place to the next. I'll start off simply with an entrance. Some folks, in fact, like to start with a support because you can change the height, change the angle. Pretty sweet. All you got to do with this, once you've started, you click to build it, bring your mouse up and down. You can scroll the wheel so it can input from all sorts of different directions. Let's go ahead and choose this bad boy here. Selecting the Hypertube entrance. Now, this is where you go into it. You can see it's got arrows the direction it wants to come into, or I can have it shooting out this way. Doesn't really help, so arrows go in, it's gonna suck me in this way. Off of that, now we're out of build mode. We can see it's got a power point here on the top. It is currently unpowered. We're gonna leave it unpowered until we're done with some building. Selecting our Hypertube, the Hypertube itself. Now this is gonna be the part in Futurama that you see everybody flying through. It can snap right to the entrance, making it super easy to build with these. Similar to conveyors, if you built those before, the handling for this is going to be quite similar. You can move it all around, you can see how far it can go, and that it will not go infinitely. Place it at whatever angle you like. By scrolling the mouse wheel, you can control the angle of it. Once you choose your build location, you can then go up and down with your mouse for height and scroll the wheel for pitch. So let's have it so it's gonna whoop, shoot me out just like that. Now there's no entrance on this. In fact, we don't need to build one if we want to make this a one-way. So let's go ahead and connect our power line right here. You can see it's activated by both the green light on top of it, the sound coming out of it, and also you get this sweet little visual of it sucking in air. So let's go ahead and see what happens when you get close. Puts you in third person mode, and because of the angle, it'll actually give me some height so I can pop my parachute. Now, I think this is pretty cool, but what's a different way we can do this? Let's go ahead and add on more Hypertube. Since it was not an entrance here, I can freely click to it. And I'll build another part right here. Nothing too fancy, but I am going to put an entrance on it. Build a power pole, connect to it, and power this. So now, in theory, we should be able to go in one side, out the other, and then back in. Let's check. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Pops you right out, and back and forth we go. Now, you've probably noticed the hyper in Hypertube is actually because of a speed additive effect. For every entrance you go in, it will add speed. There's actually a handy chart right here on the Satisfactory wiki. If you've never checked this out, you're not really a Satisfactory player. With the number of entrances, you can actually change your speed, both with regular walking and running, but we've got Blade Runners because they're phenomenal. So the more entrances you have, the higher your speed will go. So, in theory, and in practice, by chaining these together, you can actually get going pretty darn quick. Let's go ahead and try some of that build out. We're going to go with a support right here, getting pretty close to the other one. We can go ahead, select our hypertube entrance, but we want to make sure that when I'm coming out one way, I'll go directly into the next one. So we've got those facing each other, selecting hypertube, build a little bit of an extension, and put an entrance on this, powering this as well and this as well. So you will note that the electricity consumption for having a number of these chained together, since they are all powered, you do start adding to the weight on your grid. So let's go ahead and see if this has worked out. Oh yeah, going notably quicker. In fact, because of the angle on this, I took damage. Interesting fact, when you're in the hypertubes, you are still able to get irradiated, so you do take radiation damage, but you will not take toxic damage if you are near suffocating gas. And I've never experienced this in any capacity, but I've learned that you will not take out of bounds damage. If your player is in a place that they should not be and the game wants to kill you off for doing it, if you've got a hypertube section that will bring you in and out, you actually won't take damage from it. Haven't experienced it, won't showcase it here because, well, honestly, I don't want to die out there and lose all this crap I got in my inventory. I know it's only one fix-it coupon, but they're hard to come by at this point. So, one of the things I can do, hopefully, is... Actually, I can just delete this portion of it, select the hypertube, have it come right over here, put another entrance back on it, go to another stanchion, the hypertube support. Gonna go ahead, angle it, same as it was with this previous one here. I'll put an entrance on it, build more hypertube, and put another entrance on that. Now let's go ahead, throw power to everything here, and see how good we can go. I think we're gonna get cooking here. This should be pretty fun. Let's check it out. Oh wow, look at that speed. So, this is one of the quickest ways currently that I'm able to traverse my world. One of the fun things that I found online, as you can see here in the background, is a blueprint for a 9-entrance hypertube cannon. So, some great constructor online went ahead, built this, and as you can see, there are a bunch of entrances all linked together, going up onto 2 levels. And I connected this by a simple blueprint build and connect to my previous hypertube network. And let's go ahead and showcase some of the speed and how quickly you can traverse kilometers. Even uphill, a large slope like that, we are just cooking right along. And again, you do need to be careful with the velocity you're coming out of these. So, I built in a bit of a fail-safe. By deleting one of the hypertube support and entrances right here on both this and the other side, you're able to leave through the bottom, but when you come back, you're able to safely stop right here. The original blueprint design has another entrance and support connector right here, but I found by deleting it, you're still able to leave safely, but come back and stop here and not go shooting into a wall at 500 kilometers an hour. So, thank you everybody for joining. Again, if you like this kind of content, we're doing a very long season playthrough right now for the prep up to 1.0, so make sure to catch that. When 1.0 comes out, we're doing another big one. We've got some great factories planned, And if you enjoy Magic the Gathering content, join us live Saturday evenings at 7 p.m. for Cardboard Conversations, where we discuss all things trading and video cards as well. So, trading and video cards, trading card games and video games. This has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, everybody. So take care. Bye now.